The day was November 18th, 2022. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet released for the Nintendo Switch, starting a new era for the Pokemon competitive circuit. A new mechanic, terrestrializing, was introduced, along with raids featuring the mechanic, appropriately named Terra Raid Battles. This led to one of the biggest changes competitive Pokemon has ever seen. Sometime in 2023, people began to realize that a Pokemon who had an illegal move was appearing in Terra Raid Battles, an unforeseen bug that the developers failed to notice. In return, this discovery created one of the biggest nightmares to ever face a Pokemon world. For some context, let's go back to 2019. Sword and Shield, Generation 8, introduced 81 new Pokemon in the base game. One of those Pokemon had two forms that differentiated depending on its gender. That Pokemon is named Indeedee. It's a Psychic and Normal type, with Psychic Surge as its signature ability, or hidden ability if you want to go that way. It's a sort of humanoid looking Pokemon with horn-like things on its head. The male form has him standing up with the slimmer body, whereas the female form has them down with a bulkier body, sort of resembling a maid. Stats wise, you can tell what each of the forms' roles are. The male form focuses on offense and speed. The female form focuses on bulk and support. There are also differences in the move pools. Male gets Expanding Force and Trick Room. Female gets Follow Me and Heal Pulse. You see the problem now? Female Indeedee, by design, was never intended to get Trick Room. So when the Indeedee raids came out, it gave a buff to the most evil archetype of all, Hard Trick Room. First off, why did this bug even happen? I think it's most likely that they forgot to change the moveset of each form and left the default male moveset for both in the Terra raids and never realized it until it unofficially became a new change. Female Indeedee could learn Trick Room via TM when the Teal Mask released, which was on September 13th, 2023. From that point on, it was chaos. But what is Hard Trick Room? Hard Trick Room is an archetype in the game where a team fully commits to and revolves around Trick Room. These Pokemon usually never have any investment in their speed stat, instead using a mix of defensive stats with maxed out offensive stats. This can be seen in Torkoal, which hits hard and can live certain things as a result of the bulk. Now, why would anyone want to run a team like this? Great question. With hard Trick Room teams, you follow a pattern of setting up Trick Room and spamming offensive moves once your Pokemon get to go first before the other team. Basically, there is hardly any strategy going to these teams solely because not many others counter it, and they hit hard. Hard Trick Room changed the meta in some way because almost every team has been equipped to stop Trick Room from growing up or using it to their advantage, as seen in the typical Miraidon team. Okay, time for more examples. Before this change, all Female Indeedee could do in a hard Trick Room team was support her teammate on the field, but not the whole team. Basically, you would run Follow Me, Helping Hand, and a variation of Heal Pulse, Mystical Fire, or Psychic, along with Protect. Because it didn't have Trick Room, all you could really do was use Follow Me and hope they didn't remove Psychic Terrain to fake out your teammate with Trick Room. The Pokemon was good, but left a lot to be desired. In Scarlet and Violet, Indeedee became broken. You weren't restrained to using a niche move to cover weaknesses anymore. You can now cause them. On account of having access to Trick Room, hard Trick Room teams included mind games for your opponent. Here's another scenario. Imagine Indeedee and Hatterene on the field. Both Pokemon have Trick Room. You, as the opponent, had to guess who was going to use Trick Room, and if they would go on the offensive turn 1. In this instance, let's say you taunted the Hatterene to stop it from using Trick Room, and targeted Indeedee to damage it. It turns out that your opponent used Helping Hand on Indeedee so that it could go for a full force Expanding Force boosted by Life Orb. Or, it could be that Hatterene used Expanding Force, and it was Indeedee who set up Trick Room. Consequently, the added mind games boosted the popularity of hard Trick Room teams. Even in a high stakes format like Regulation G, it has shown how powerful it is. At the Stockholm Regional Championships this year, Michael Derbest won in a landslide using a Calyrex Ice Rider hard Trick Room team. With some shocking performances by the right people, you could argue Trick Room is the best archetype, because there's so few ways to prevent it from going to your opponent's favor. And Brute Force can be easily shut down by redirection and damage mitigation. I do agree it's one of, if not the, skillless archetype to play. However, I do agree it is really fun to use. If you can keep up pressure with your Pokemon, setting up Trick Room and sweeping is really satisfying. It's a nightmare to play against when you're the one being demolished though. Fortunately, Hard Trick Room is only one of the subcategories of the Trick Room archetype. As I said before with Miraidon, some teams mix Tailwind with Trick Room to have all speed tiers in a game covered. You can be faster than a Pokemon to actually beat it with Tailwind, have a slow Pokemon go first with Trick Room, or use base stat speeds to be faster than opposing Pokemon. If Game Freak wants to fix their mistakes, they should start with locking up Trick Room from Female Indeedee's moveset and throwing away the key. This happening will definitely bring backlash. The complaining is unreasonable, because it wasn't officially given to begin with. It was a bug. And with that, I hope you learned something new from this video. It's a little bit of history concerning one of the toxic ways to play Pokemon, and I think it should be talked about more, because from my knowledge, there wasn't ever a bug that changed competitive Pokemon more than this one. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I like making these videos because writing the script is a blast and it allows me to get some of my opinions out there. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a video, and with that, I'll see you all later.